don't know if this is going to make sense, but something I've been thinking a lot about. People don't end up choosing the names that they romanticized before they got pregnant or like in those first months of their pregnancies. I've noticed such like a strong disparity, like people who hire me early on in their pregnancies versus people who hire me later on. Oftentimes when they hire me in like that last month or two, they end up just choosing a name from their list of names they like won't be using. Whereas if they hired me like in month 3 or 4, they almost never end up following up and saying, hey, we actually chose a name we were already considering. And another thing I noticed, like early on in pregnancy, a lot of people who hire me are having a lot of what I call like romanticized names, and they're names we like won't be using. These are names that show up over and over again on those lists, but no one ends up choosing them, and that's why in my head they're romanticized names. So someone early on in pregnancy will hire me, and like their names we like won't be using list looks like clementine and marigold, magnolia, lavender, juniper, but then they follow up after the baby's born and they choose a name like summer, which I feel like has the same vibe, but while the first ones are like aspirational, summer feels like a little more like sturdy and less like of a daring choice, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Whereas I feel like if that same client would have hired me at month 8, they would have had names like Summer or June or Harper, Ivy or Willow, names that feel like safer choices. I don't know if I'm making sense. So in my role as a name consultant, when I'm working with these clients in their like first trimester or like early second, and every single one of the names they like won't be using fall into that like romanticized category, of course I'm going to do my top suggestions for them. I'm going to match that vibe. I'm going to match the criteria they gave me. But when I'm doing the honorable mentions, I'll tend to include a few extra that do stray to the more like sturdy, familiar, safe side, especially if this client already has kids and they've got like those very sturdy, familiar names. Like pretend like big siblings' names are James and Amelia. I'm still going to offer the suggestions that match what they're liking now, but they're going to have some that fall closer to the James and Amelia category too, just in the honorable mention section. And maybe I already said this, but when I see the more aspirational names on the list of names we like won't be using and they are well into their 3rd trimester, I will feel a lot better about not suggesting the safe options, because at that point I feel confident they are going to choose like a lavender vibe name over an Amelia or James type name. Those are just some musings I had. I hope you find this interesting. I think these things are so interesting, then I throw them out into the world and I don't know if people care, but I care.